Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Morning Garden Show, and I got to tell you, I'm all psyched up because I am ready. With the majority of my plants already planted out, I did some winter sowing, and I have the plants already in the ground, and well, not in the ground per se, but in a container already set out there. It rained today pretty good here in Maryland, and I am looking forward to uh, keeping an eye on the plants to see how they're doing. Pretty soon it'll become a time for me to come get together and feed the plants. Um, and I got some great winter and spring and summer ideas for your garden. Plant first of all, plant as much as you can. Remember, this could be a serious uh, um, uh, setback as far as the government is going. It could be a serious setback. It could be very serious. So you want to make sure that you grow enough. You want to make sure that your garden is plentiful, that you can uh, even share with others if it comes to that point. But make sure that you put in enough. That's the key, and that you're growing things and saving money while you're doing it. Now, I started a whole bunch of seeds on my own. I did that because I want to make certain that if I need it, I have it. Now, I've been online looking for a couple things. I'll tell you about that in a second. But the most important thing is be ready, be prepared, because when they say everything is going to go up in cost, I think they mean everything's going to go up in cost, from fuel to gas to oil for your car, maintenance for your car, uh, your 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 um your cost of groceries is going to go through the roof. There was a report on today that was telling people buy chickens so that you would have eggs. Well, that's something I thought about many years ago here in Maryland, is that they allow you in Maryland to keep up to five chickens. And it's certain types of chicken that you have to have that don't crow, I guess. But the five chickens are egg layers, basically. And so, that being said, you want to make certain that these egg layers produce eggs. And then when they finish producing, goes the chicken. So I want you to know about that. Is that they do allow you to keep chickens in certain states. They will allow it. You can check it up on the internet. You can Google it, or that's where I found it at. I found that here in Maryland they allow up to five chickens. Um, but that being said, I don't think I'll do any chickens. I have a fishing rod, and I know how to catch fish. Oh my God, I know how to catch fish. I've been there before, where money was tight. Ugh, it was tight, and I had to go out and bring home fish for the entire family. And I did that after I got off work. I went down and I did my fishing, and I carried a duffel bag about that big, and I'd bring it home full of pumpkin seed. Some of you familiar with that? You can write a little comment down so that you know what pumpkin seeds are. Fish, pumpkin seed. I bring back bluegill, white perch, catfish, rockfish, crabs. I bring it all back home, and that's the name of that too. So people are going to be buying things that are the exotic. Like I'll go down and get crabs all day long. Just got to get an early enough start in the morning to get your crabs, and that's all that is to that. Crabs are easy to get, and people be paying hundreds of dollars for a few dozen crabs, but I will not do that. I will go take the little truck out, pick up my crabs, et cetera, so to speak. And I'm going to do some shopping around today to get the rest of the seeds that I need. Hello, how you doing, Miss Sue Miller? All right. And she says, hello, morning gardener. Yes, I am putting this one up because I want to tell people be ready. Uh, we've been we've been we've been used to going to the grocery store and getting everything we need, and and somewhat able to afford what's there. But if they crank down and get it so that when you go to the grocery store, you got to take out a loan to go in the grocery store. If they get it down to that point, you're going to have other options. Now, I have a whole bunch of seeds started. From everything from okra to tomatoes to eggplant to corn. I got a whole bunch of stuff started. Doing well. My chickens are laying. Oh my goodness, you got chickens. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, you're ahead of it. How many chickens do you have? Ba-ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-ba-ba-ba. I just can't do chickens because I got two neighbors. They'll be calling in on me every 5 minutes. They'll be calling in on me. I can smell it next door. He just he's horrible. He's a horrible neighbor. And plus, I couldn't. I could keep up with him. I guess I could. I could still walk pretty good. Still mastering that skill. But as long as I got a fishing rod, I'll eat meat. And as long. Oh, wait a minute. I just thought of something. I got to lay down something outside so that I can start stacking up on night crawlers. Because that's what I use sometimes when I go do freshwater fishing is night crawlers. And I learned that if you lay down something on the ground like an old jacket or an old piece of real soft carpet, that the worms will come up underneath that coat. And you want to do that. You can use electrical probes to get worms from the ground. I'm not too crazy about that, but as long as I can get a dozen or 2 dozen worms from my property, I can go and go fishing because I'm not paying what Walmart want for 13, but only 9 laying. Okay, they lay eggs. Oh, okay, you doing good. Other are old and only lay a couple times a week. Oh my goodness! Wow, that's all right. That's all right. I like that. 9 of them. Wow. And see, the difference with me is that, and I know, I just couldn't. When it comes time to eat them, I just can't do that to the chickens. I just can't. I just can't do it. I am feeding 5 people. Wow. That's all right. Now I could go out and hook a fish, throw them in a bag or a bucket. I can do that. But chickens, I don't know. I had a turkey one time, and the turkey and me got real close. We were, my father went out and bought them for Thanksgiving, and me being a kid, I was like, oh boy, nice new pet. That's what I did. And he was walking around the house, and he was pecking you in the face when he wake you up in the morning, which he could have easily gouged your eye out, but I wasn't thinking about that. Then one time he flew off the bed, flew into the window, trying to get out of the house. And then the day came Thanksgiving, and my father told me, where's the bird? And I said, he in the room. I said, why? He said, well, today's Thanksgiving. And I said, oh, yeah, it is. I wasn't thinking. I'm just sitting there going like, yeah, it is. Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean by that? That's what I was like that, because like I said, the animal became a pet. Big 15-pound or 20-pound turkey. That's what it was. It was a white-looking turkey. And it was an old lady and her husband that had a shop that sold all kind of birds. They sold pigeons and turkeys and chickens and everything. Right down, it was right, well, it wasn't too far away from where we lived from. but they sold it. It was in cages. And I remember going in there. I thought it was a really weird place when I was a kid because all you smelled was birds when you went in there. And they would, they said, "What do you want done?" Kind of like a fishing market. They said, "Heads off, down the back." No. The heads off, feathers removed. Okay. They'll do that for you. You want the feet? Yes, no, whatever. Um, and you took it home in a bag, all clean and everything. The old man took your bird back there. And let's just say he was not emotionally attached to any of the birds. Let's just say that. He was not attached to the bird. Neither was the older lady. They were foreigners, and they had a business where they sold birds. And it was the only place I knew that you could go get a very fresh chicken or bird that you didn't have to worry about how long this has been in the refrigerator. You didn't have to worry about that because it was fresh. But at any rate, I think I did okay. Cut my hair, I did all right. And that saved me, $25. But at any rate, what I did was I said, if I'm eat meat, it'll be fish. Fish is healthy for you. And then on top of that, I got the garden. And then I also got the fruit trees. And I'm going to tell you something. When I was in the hospital and I got out, whole bunch of, let's see, what was it? The trees just used to produce every once in a blue moon. And I got to figure out what's wrong with them, why they're not producing. But somebody told me there's certain things you got to do to a fruit tree to really get it to producing and really putting out. And I used to have, how many trees I got? Let's see, let me count them. How many fruit trees do I have? Let's see. One, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I still have 12 fruit trees. But I had more than that. I lost one because something, uh, nematodes, I believe it is. Uh, it was growing beautifully. It was producing and everything. And then one day, I leaned on it and it fell sideways because it had no roots. The roots were gone. The roots were completely gone from the tree. And to this day, I can't say exactly what did that, but the roots were gone. Oh, hello. How you doing? Orleans Gardner. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think you. I don't know if you saw the title of my video. I want to make sure I put a title up there. But I'm ready. But there's a couple things I got to put in the ground. It's called what they call it. I've been looking for candy onions, but I am not willing to spend what they're asking for candy onion seeds. I just don't want to do it. From the places I went to eBay, uh, and I also, I said to myself, candy onions. I said, I can do candy onions. So candy onions up here in Maryland do well. Also, another onion that does well in Maryland is called Walla Walla. But the only thing I don't like about Walla Walla, you get a good size onion, but it doesn't store well. It's an onion that's got a soft, thin skin, and you put it in a drawer too long, you come back to a rotten onion. But the candy onion lasts longer in onion. So I want the candy onion. So I'm gonna keep shopping around and find that. The other thing, oh wait a minute, I lived in 15 years at a pear tree that was there, never fruited until I chopped down a trunk tree, chopped down. Oh, okay, okay. It was next to it. They got, let's see, amounts of money. Massive amounts of, oh my God, you did right. Now I'm gonna tell you what I did to my trees. Uh, Dave Wilson. I'm quite sure a lot of us are familiar with Dave Wilson. Well, before I started growing my fruit trees, I watched a lot of video. He talked about close planting. What he called not partner planting. I can't think of the name. What he called it, but he had this theory or this technique. I'll put it that way of growing all of his trees close together. Well, I was growing my trees close together, 21, 22 inches apart, and so the trees grew. And like I got one apple tree is real small, and I don't know why, but I think it's because other trees are robbing from it. I think that's part of the issue. But all the trees are put in, and they put in, and some of them got up to 23 feet tall, and these are all dwarf trees, and they are close together. Actually, you could definitely call them a bush because they're all close together. Um, but I got a couple apples at different times, and sometimes the apples will be misshapen. Um, if I were to make any complaints about it, it would be misshapen. But I had some apples that were sweet and good, and I couldn't believe that an apple could taste that good. That kind of reaction. And so I thought about that. I said, well, let's try feeding the apples this year because I never fed the apples. I just put them in, and I put uh, around the base of the tree would be either wood chips, or I put grass clippings, or I took some of the wood cuttings sometimes every blue moon, and I put that around the base of the tree. But at any rate, the cherry trees used to produce real heavy, and that stopped. The pear tree, one year gave me so many pears, and that wait a minute, that was the time I got hurt, so I wasn't able to pick all those. See, I love New Orleans. When I lived there, the people were very kind to me. Oh, that's good. That's real good. I like to be around people that are very good people. I like that as well. So, I mean, as I was saying earlier, I'm ready. I'm ready when the because I got the fruit, I got the vegetables. Vegetables are the only way. Now, even though I can get out there and dig some with the shovel, but it would take me too long, being as though my back is like it is because of the accident. Um, I purchased, and it has arrived in the mail. It's an auger, and the auger will allow me to use my electric drill to drill my holes as opposed to getting out there with a shovel. And then in the hole is going to go compost, cow manure, and a wood ash. I have wood ash. I have a lot of that. I got to use it. Still got to use it sparingly because it's only maybe 40 pounds of it. I got that from the wood stove this year. Wood ash, and that helps with blooming and blooms mean fruit. That's what usually blooms mean. Um, so that's where I'm at with that. And I can't believe what happened to my I ordered some spikes for my fruit trees, and one of the packages never made it here to the house. As much as they cost, I call a lot of money, like $15, and I didn't want to lose that like that. I was in the hospital, so nothing I could do about it. Let's see. You look like you lost a lot of weight. Yes, I have. I have lost a lot of weight. Um, and when I went to the hospital, they got this really rule: only eat once a day. And when I went in the hospital, I was 255. Now I'm 189. Yeah, 189. Yep. And that's how that goes. Let's see. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you. I don't know. Well, let's see. Thanking me for New Orleans gardener. Good afternoon. It's been in on your page in a while. Glad you see you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here as well. Tell you the truth. I know I got to go to work tonight. It's raining outside, so my winter sowing is getting watered tonight. I have two more items so far that I have to put in. It's in my winter sowing. That's cucumbers, and the other one is I want to do some candy onions. Candy onions. That's what I want to put in next because I want to be ready when the government and the governments plural talking about raising prices on every what zone are you in? Zone 7B, and I want to make certain that when I put everything out that I have food, so I'm not running to the store. Now I'm gonna tell you what I should have did a couple of weeks ago. The lady came to the job and she was eating. She had this large pack of strawberries. Now you know in every strawberry pack you usually get a couple of bad ones in there. And if I was thinking at the time, I would have said to her, "Hey, look, if you run into any molded ones in there, or any ones that's overripe that you don't want to eat, could you bring them back to me? Because I just want the seeds from the strawberry. I just want the seeds. Just give me the seeds, and I take the seeds, peel them, lay them in soil medium, water them in, put them in winter sowing, and grow me some plants, and have all the strawberry plants I want without buying them. But you can't think of everything at one time. And if I would have thought about that, I would have asked the lady, if you run into them, give them to me. Don't just throw them away. I want the seeds. And she had those big, pretty ones that were big, pretty strawberries. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I know what you're saying. You remember the Black Cow videos. Oh my goodness. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I did do some Black Cow videos. Now, the only thing I didn't like about Black Cow, I'm just tell it like it is. I found out that when I started asking questions at their company, Black Cow, I was asking questions. No one could answer or didn't want to answer. I said, "What are your cows eating? And could you put that in writing? Are any of the cows fed pharmaceuticals?" And no one got back to me. Well, but no. Let me reiterate that. They sent me to a salesperson that called me back, and he talked to me for a few communications, but he never could answer the question: are there anything that you can tell me? Where does the feces of these cows come from? What are they fed? What are their regimen as far as pharmaceuticals concerned? And no one answered that question. And that's all I know is that they never answered it. So I, on the other turn, said, wait a minute, stop buying this. And I did stop buying Black Cow. Now there's another variety of compost that's sold at Walmart. And I got to tell you, it's not the same quality as Black Cow. However, it's a lot cheaper. So I started using that. I'm just being honest with you. I started using that because I said, wait a minute, $2.49 a bag, 40-pound bag. I think it's 40-pound bag. Or I get Black Cow, which is $5 a bag. I still don't know what's in either one of them, 100%. However, I think I'll do better with a 49-cent bag, 2.49-cent bag. So that's what I did, and I started using that. And I have bags right now. The bags fell apart. I stacked them up. That's back in the day before I hurt my back in the accident. But when I had the problem, no, when I was stronger, I was stacking them all back there. I was getting them because they were only like $2.49. I was going. I had my what vehicle did I use to get those? I think I used a Jeep, or it might have been a town car. But anyway, I went back there and got my bags. I got them. I said, I walk right past Black Cow. I walk right past Black Cow. Now, I think that means when you say you walk right past Black Cow, is that you don't buy it. But you still use manure in a bag. And like I was saying, back during that time, Walmart had a bag for $2.49. Another one is a company called Home Depot that has manure. That's how much does that cost? Yeah, about $2.49. Now here's the deal with the compost at Home Depot. When the gardening season come on, listen to me good, because this is something I'm definitely, I know for a fact that it happens every year. Everybody and their mama every year ran to the garden department. They're buying up everything. Flowers, bushes. What's the other thing? One lady I just got off the phone with, she's going to buy some blueberry bushes. She's going to try that out. And she said she found them at Walmart. Everybody and their mama is going to be buying trees that will grow food. And the other thing is bushes that will produce berries. That's what they're going to do, because people are going to try to survive. And those that didn't want to get their hands dirty, they're going to relax that idea, because they're going to say, wait a minute, let's say I go get a bush that produces raspberries. That's raspberries. If I got enough room, I'll do the strawberries, and I'll do this, and I'll get some blackberry plants and things like that. I got blackberries that I went to the store. Yes, I won't buy it. Okay, I got you there. I understand it. You won't buy that brand. But I went to the store. And see, I'm a kind of person. Yes, I am cheap. And when I went to the store, I bought, it was up on a rack. See, they put a rack back there with all the plants they get ready to throw away. They put a rack back there. And I went back there and I looked at this plant and it said blackberries. And I said, blackberries? I looked at it. I said, Miss, how much is this plant here? She said, oh, let me see. Oh, it's not in the system. Where did you get it from? I said, oh, that rack over there. She said, oh, no, those are going back to the company, or they're going to throw them away or something to that effect. I said, okay, when they got me a manager. And the way the manager looked at me, I could tell I was in trouble. He wasn't going to give it to me for a good price. He wasn't going to be fair about it. He just seemed like he didn't want to be bothered. He looked at me and said, "Oh, dang, what this guy want?" That's the look he gave me. What does this guy want? My God. So what he did, he said $1.75. And I said, okay. I took the hit. I said, all right. He could have gave this to me, or he could have said $1 or whatever. But he said $1.75. I said, okay, I'll do that. Went home, dug me a hole. It was about that big. Back then, I used to dig holes, big holes. And I don't dig in my garden now if I don't have to. I do not dig in my ground. I don't like moving my soil around and messing up the soil structure. But at any rate, I stuck the plant down in the ground. Wait a minute, excuse me. I loaded the hole up with compost. Set it right on top of it. Put me some wood ash around it. And a little bit of organic fertilizer. And I watered it in real good. And let me tell you something about that plant. It had all those brown leaves on it. And it had some green in it, different places. That plant, in about a week or 2 or 3, got so pretty that it put all the ones that they brought there to the store to shame. The Bernies had them their plants looked real pretty when they was there and they was alive and well and they brought them there. But the plant I had was dark green. It was healthy, big leaves on it, and it had it grew about 16 feet before I even knew what happened. And then I also learned something else about blackbirds. It grew up and over, and the tip touched the ground. Now, can anybody tell me what happened when that tip touched the ground? If they're familiar with blackbirds. The tip touched the ground. I'm at work, back and forward, about 3 days after that tip had touched the ground. I came back to the garden and found out that that's what happened. It got roots. It got roots. And I'm going to tell you something. I learned something that day. I said, wait a minute. That's why they say if you don't watch blackbirds, they'll take over your whole yard. Because they actually walk that way. They grow up and over and hit the ground and start roots there. Then it shoots up another 2 or 3 plants. They walk over, hit the ground, and before you know it, blackbirds done took over. So what I did was I cut it off at 1.5 feet. Took the part that rooted and put it where I wanted it at, and I had 2 plants. Then I let them grow and remembered that, okay, all I have to do now is make sure if I want them to stay in one area, that I keep an eye on them and that don't let them keep tipping like that because they're actually starting new plants. I gave some to my neighbor. I gave some to my other neighbor that passed on. And I remember he put it in his yard, it took off. Other neighbor put it in his yard, it didn't do too well. And I don't know why, but the older gentleman, his took off. His took off. And mine was giving me berries. And wait, but what happened to me? Is that when I had my back hurt? And the lady that came over to visit me, a friend of mine, I asked her to go out in the yard and pick me some blackberries. I said, because I can't walk. And she said, okay. And she had the cell phone on. I said, now go to your left. I said, look down. And she said, oh, I see it. It's got berries on it. I said, yeah, pick only the black ones. I said, now when you go forward about 10 feet, see that one? Yeah. All right. She said, yeah, I see it on the left. I said, yeah, pick all the berries off of that one. So anyway, when she came back in, after hitting a couple spots I had in the yard, we had a whole big thing a bowl of blackberries that we shared. Yep, that was all right. I have those berries too. I have a time back every year. It's gone take over. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Now, what I do with my blackberries now is 4.5 feet. I cut them off right there, 4.5 feet. And the reason why I cut them off, people say, why are you cutting them off at 4.5 feet? Because I want them to bush out. I want them to bush and lateral branches out so it can produce more berries. That's why I did that. And they do produce more berries when you get them like that. And the bees, oh, the bees love being around your blackberry plants because they pollinate them. They eat that sweet. Um, Sometimes, depending on what kind of bee it is, they'll eat that sweet uh, berries and enjoy itself, and he get into the pollen of the blossoms that haven't bloomed yet. I mean, haven't turned into fruit yet. Oh my goodness, blackberries are so good for your body, your brain, your heart, everything. I have those berries, times back every year. Okay, yes, I love it. Contacts, the bees. Yeah, it does attract the bees. It does attract the bees, and I love it. I love to see the bees working out. I actually made a video called. I named it after my neighbor, Bill the Bee. It should be on my site somewhere. Bill the Bee, and I just put some music behind it and show the bee working in the flowers and going from flower to flower. And he is an incredible worker. Yep. But I don't know how to get back to my old videos. Some of them, I mean, I got over 900 videos, so it's hard to find that stuff now. I have over 900 videos. I don't know how to get all the way back to that. I'll figure it out one day. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know if they're still there. Yeah, they're still there probably. The number of videos, it's about 900 of them. It's over 900 now. 900 videos. And then ever back during the time when YouTube used to pay you better for the videos. Can you start making more harvesting videos? Yeah, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that because here's what's got to happen. I got to get out in the yard because making the videos online like this is good, but I give a lot of information out. But some people want to see my yard. But right now, I'm a little bit apprehensive, to say the least, about showing my garden because when I wound up in the hospital for 8.5 months, this is vine that most likely came in here from the wood chips. And need I say more? This vine is everywhere. It's all over my trees, my fruit trees. And right now, I'm trying to compile ideas on how I'm going to get these vines all out of my trees this year. It's going to take a lot of work. I got the secateurs, I got the hand held saw, what they call it, a chainsaw. I got the pole chainsaw. I got the tools to take. I even got the loppers, big loppers. Um, and I want to get those vines out of my tree. And I got to go down. First, I got to go down at the root base, start cutting all that stuff away. Cutting all that stuff away. And I could, on the larger vines, use a tiny bit of weed killer. Once you cut it off, and you take a paintbrush and you dab right in there where the fresh cut is, and hopefully that'll kill it. But yeah, so you want to do that. because I wouldn't want to take a spray jug there and be spraying poison all around my fruit trees. I don't want to do that. I do not want to risk killing any of my fruit trees. I've had them too long. But I mean, when I say I have a lot of vines in my trees, I got a lot of vines. And I got to get them out of there before they kill these trees. Because vines are very good at killing trees. They choke them off from the sun, and the trees start to decline until it catches a disease or something, and then it's gone. Yeah, I think I could do that for you, make more harvesting videos, because the way I'm going to garden this year, people say, well, if you're going to garden, everybody's going to go in your yard because of the state of emergency that the country's in, that they can't buy food. They're going to steal your food. I said, no, they're not. I know how to hide food in a garden. I know how to hide food. You see what I do every year now. I cut all my grass down in the yard. I work and use my auger, because I'm gonna use an auger on my electric drill, and I'm gonna drill a hole in the ground, and I'm gonna put in that hole compost. And when I put my compost in there, my wood ash, and I got a couple other things I may put in there, and then I'm gonna set the plant on top of it, cover it up, water it in, and keep doing it till I get everything planted I want. But people will say, well, how are you going to do that? And the grass is still there. Look, I'm not worried about the grass. Roots in the ground helps your plants. Whether they be roots from weeds, roots from grass, they help your plants. And you're going to use the grass that you cut as mulch around your vegetables. So you put it around your vegetables like you would any other mulch, the grass clippings, and they're going to turn brown. And when you leave them there, they're going to produce the right temperature. They're going to keep your plants moist. They're going to also feed your plants as they slowly biodegrade. They're going to help. And you're going to say to yourself, why wasn't I doing this years ago? You want to water every single day because it's going to keep moisture around them. Grass clippings are good for that. And you got to do something with the grass clippings. Why not use the grass clippings to help you grow food? Why not use the weeds to help you grow food? Sweet potatoes look just like, let's see, ivory. No one will know it's food. See that? Miss Sue Miller gets it. She got it right there. I know people won't know what I'm growing. Only two crops that I know of right now that people will know exactly what they is. Can somebody name one of them or two of them? What's the two items you can put in your property that people will guarantee to know there's a garden there? Guaranteed. Because you can put in pepper plants, they can be hidden. As long as they're green, when they start turning red, then you have to get them out of there because they'll tell people you got a garden. Okra is green. You can hide that forever. Unless a person is a farmer and they know what okra look like, they can pick up on that. But here's what it is, folks, because I don't see nobody put anything up there yet. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what it is. It's tomatoes and it's corn. They tell on it every time. Oh, Miss Miller put corn up there. That's right. It's corn. Corn stands up 4 to 6 feet tall. It has tassels at the top. It also is growing these large oblong shaped protrusions from the sides of it, which is corn. And the great thing about corn that you can help when you're growing corn is you can prune corn. You can prune corn to help you grow bigger ears. You could prune it from the bottom, and some people actually clip after they finish pollinating, clip the top, the tassels, and that will help the kernel of the corn get bigger. If you control the energy that goes through a plant, you can help uh, uh, direct the energy where you want it to go. If you want big pieces of corn, you take away some of the stuff on the stalk that is taking up energy. Like on a tomato, you got it's called a sucker. You take away some of them suckers, and you can plant those and make new tomato plants. You also, when it comes to pollination, you can do things to help make sure that your plants are pollinated. Like tomatoes, you can shake the plant a little and get it to pollinate a little bit better. You could also shake corn at the top in the tassel. All this little white powder will fall down on the uh, corn silks, which in turn pollinates the corn. Growing corn closer together, growing uh, uh, corn in a circular or square helps it pollinate better as opposed to a straight line. So all of that being said and done, this has been yours truly. Thank you very much. This has been yours truly, the Morning Gardener. I got to get ready to go to work, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good day. Thank you so much.